Tell me what's that time?
You need to silently count out 15 seconds to
Or you could just be a Mitch and a Mensch?
yourself. Mensch. Right now.
Alright, welcome back to the Nub. I'm the Murse.
Hey, it's me, Phil.
Hey, so, let's just not even tease, let's just get right into it. The Witcher.
Yep.
How much are you freaking out right now?
I haven't stopped. I feel like I've taken a pound of hallucinogenic drugs, and I'm now finally coming down off of it.
Man, I cannot wait for this. Like, Henry Cavill looks fantastic. He's obviously ripped as hell, but
Yeah.
he looks great. I know that the original wig test looked kind of terrible, but I'm loving everything I see. Mark Foxtail's words, because she says that she believes that this is going to be the new Game of Thrones.
Yep.
Yeah, so I can definitely see that. It looks amazing.
I feel like it's going to take that same route, though. If it does become an extremely popular story, series, whatever, that it's going to branch so far away from both the books. I almost said and the movies, but the books and the games, that it's going to be its own thing. Which the games were their own thing. The books are their own thing. So it is what it is.
And it's not necessarily a bad thing.
No, as long as you don't get that terrible, video game parody syndrome that quite often happens, in film. Hey, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I'm super excited. Netflix is just always killing it, man. I don't know who they got working there, but God, it's like they just hit you out of left field with some of the coolest stuff. This is not a left field. I know that you've been reporting on this for a while now, actually. But that video, the trailer was just amazing. Absolutely loved it. And to add to that, I guess they are doing a sequel to Bright, which I'm pretty excited about because I really liked Bright.
They announced it a long time ago, but it was kind of on the rocks. Whether or not they were going to actually do it.
I guess Will Smith and I cannot remember the other guy's name are reprising their roles. Like, they've got a lot coming up with that, so I'm very excited about that too. I know that there's a lot of people that weren't huge fans of that movie. I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was a great take.
Incredible, absolutely.
I could see them doing like a show based on other characters in that world. I could see a lot of stuff. I could see them doing books on that world, to be quite honest.
Yeah, well, I kind of just like the relationship between the two characters. Will Smith and the other guy were both great.
God, we were both terrible. The other guy, we can't remember his name.
Normally, I can remember names, so just
with little clickety clack.
Yeah, it just must be the 2 hours I spent in traffic behind this guy in a blue cube. I don't know I think it was a cube. I have no idea. But God.
Oh, it's that new car, the Cube.
Yeah, it's made of ice. It's the Ice Cube.
Exactly.
Next year they're coming out with the iced tea.
I was gonna say it has nothing to do with the actual artist. So man, SDCC is going on right now, San Diego Comic-Con, and of course we're missing it because we are. Blues. Yeah, we don't have the money for such things. We don't have any invite from SDCC. I don't understand why.
Hashtag
they haven't
born on the wrong coast.
Yeah, I don't understand why they haven't acknowledged us yet and been like, hey, here's your free passes and your free plane tickets and your free hotel rooms to come out to SDCC, and free represent the Nerd Niagara and Brevard. Yeah, I don't understand any of that. But anyways.
Free hoverboards.
But yeah, exactly. But man, they're just like every SDCC, this is where all the big announcements come out. So the biggest one, the one that I'm most excited about right now, the one that I just cannot catch my breath from, Cats.
Hello? Hello, I can't hear you. I just had a stroke because I heard something incredibly stupid.
Don't get me wrong. Cats, it's a classic, musical, whatever. I'm sure it's gonna do great. It's probably gonna be fantastic and everything like that. But this is one of the problems with the SDCC now. What is it about Cats that really falls, in my opinion, into a category for San Diego Comic-Con. You know, like
because a couple of years ago on Heroes of Cosplay, Holly Conrad and her friend there haphazardly put together some Cats cosplay, and they got torn apart at a costume competition by Yaya Han. So apparently now they think that Cats is something people want to see or hear about.
I don't know, man. It's just, there's so many things like that now that happen at the San Diego Comic-Con, where it's like you'll get these great announcements that actually have to do with the nerdy world, like, you know, comic book movies coming up, video games, you know, books, comic books, series, all this stuff, and then you get a trailer for Cats. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I used to be a drama nerd back in the day because I used to love to build the sets and stuff. And
Did you used to like
my
the
aunt
LARP
and uncle.
with the playing vampire? Is it?
Oh my god. Yeah, we're not going to get into that story again. We're not going to rehash that one right now. But shout out to my homie Chuck out there for bringing me, you know, unbeknownst to a Vampire the Masquerade LARPing session.
You know what I think the worst part about the trailer, though, was? I felt the same way watching it that I did when I saw the Sonic the Hedgehog trailer, where I just kind of recoiled in horror, like, oh my god, oh, they just look gross. What the heck is this?
When you see them like crawling across the ground and stuff, it is a little bit of the old nightmare fuel. It reminds me of the Stephen King movie Sleepers. Was that what it was, or something like that? Where it was
something.
I think it was Sleepers. Yeah, it was like a whole town of like cat people, like evil cat people or something.
Oh, I've never even heard of that. Holy crap.
Oh yeah, you should check that out. I think it's called, I want to say it's called Sleepers. I'm probably wrong. And in the comments, you guys can definitely correct me because I'm always wrong, pretty much.
This is just something where they're making a film for the furry community. That's all it is. They're anthropomorphic cats. They've got Taylor Swift as a cat girl. Every teenage boy has wanted that. You know, every little weeb teenage boy has wanted that, and they've finally done it. And now, now what do they do? I mean, they've done everything.
Well, I felt like this would be especially nightmare fuel for you with your whole furry.
They're creepy.
Issues, so.
This isn't even about furries. They're just creepy looking.
Yeah,
it's terrible.
So, some cool news to come out though. I guess they're looking at, and it's not confirmed yet, but they're looking at what is this guy's name? Darcy Montgomery, Billy from Stranger Things.
Oh yeah.
They're looking at him for Adam Warlock. I think that's pretty cool casting. If that happens, I would be very down with that. Did you know? I didn't realize this. I'm sure you probably knew. Probably most people know this, but he's the Red Ranger in the. Well, he's the Red Ranger in the remake of the Power Rangers movies.
Really?
Yeah. Okay? So you didn't realize that either. Did you see the remake of Power Rangers?
No.
Oh, okay. Actually, it's actually pretty decent. I was surprised.
Is that the one with shoot? Who played Rita?
Elizabeth
Shue?
No.
Smart.
No.
Elizabeth Crumbopoulos.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Elizabeth Crumbopoulos.
Elizabeth Lucky.
Yes.
Okay.
So, anyways, yeah, it was fantastic, actually. I mean, I shouldn't say fantastic, but it was pretty darn good. Like, Bryan Krantz as the giant head was interesting. It brought me back to watching the Power Rangers with my younger brother back in the day.
Zordon.
Zordon, yeah, that was the head. But he's the Red Ranger from that. So I was completely taken aback by that. But yeah, I would love to see him as Adam Warlock. Adam Warlock is one of those characters that like nobody really cares about in comic books per se, but it could become a really cool character in the movies.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, he's a character that has really cool ties, especially like Thanos and things like that.
He has a Thanos tie?
Yeah, it's actually a tie with Thanos' picture on it.
Does he do like a half Windsor with it? And
yeah, of course. Yeah,
nice.
He doesn't just do a regular tie. He does the whole bow tie thing and everything like that. Because according to the doctor,
bow ties are cool.
Yeah, exactly.
He enters into tie competitions, and he's like pops out with the Eldritch knot, and it's just like, oh, he won.
It's like all these little tie-ins at the end. Okay. Anyways, so I mean, he could be interesting on the big screen. I guess, I mean, they've done that with a few characters. Like, first of all, Iron Man. Like, in the comic books, nobody really gave a crap about Iron Man for the most part before they cast Robert Downey Jr. to play Iron Man. And then, of course, everybody's in love with Iron Man now. So
Yeah.
I could definitely see that with Adam Warlock. So in comic book news, that's my main comic book news. But let's get into I'm gonna save that for the next podcast. A couple other things. The Orville, I guess, is leaving Fox and going to Hulu.
Thank God it's still on the air, because that show is amazing.
Yeah, that show is amazing, right? Like, this last season was fantastic, how they spent all those episodes on character development, so you actually gave a crap about the characters in the final episode of the season.
So I'm still a little upset, because I stopped watching when, I forget, Kiara, the security officer, when they booted her when she left. I stopped watching after that episode because I was so upset.
Oh my God, you have to come back, man. Like, I mean, the new security officer girl is not the same, you know, of course, but it's not. It's the other characters that make the show, anyways. You need to come back. Come back to the fold, man.
Well,
come back and watch the Orville.
If I were her, excuse me, why do I have to have another scene where I'm wearing a sports bra and exercising? No one else on the show has done this.
I would request to do those scenes, to be quite honest. Like, that would be my entire stick. Like, they'd be like,
every scene.
Oh, he's they'd be like, oh, he's a science officer, but he's always walking around in a sports bra and some yoga pants.
Why is he wearing a velour tracksuit all the time? That's just.
Because the feeling of velour on your skin is just amazing.
I hear that a lot. A lot of people tell me.
Well, they probably tell you because you walk around in velour all the time anyway. So
yeah, I have clubs that I attend. So yeah.
Hey, so good news. Okay. Interesting news. We may be getting a booth at the Space Coast Comic-Con again.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah, that'd be interesting. That'd be awesome. We could, do some podcasting or casting of the pods from there. Maybe give away some prizes again. Interact with some of the nerdy people there. So I'm excited about that. I'm just waiting to hear back from Jake Estrada and his partner David. Cannot remember his last name right now, and I really should have written it down because I'm really bad about that. I'm a terrible host. I just realized this. Yeah. Well, I'm a terrible host.
That's kind of our shtick, though. I mean, that's the whole.
Is that we're just terrible at this whole podcasting thing.
Well, we're just we're two regular guys, and we just have control of this penny operation. I mean, it's a lot of responsibility. It's a huge voice to handle.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. And see, like, I'm looking at my notes here, and I can't even read my own handwriting. Like, it says something about friend something or another. Sky. It looks like skyrocketing. I don't know. I'll have to come back to that one.
Flight Afternoon Delight.
That's pretty much what I was writing down. Was the lyrics to that.
Were you watching Anchorman earlier?
Absolutely. That's probably what it was. Just because of all the crap I got going on in my personal life. But outside of that, I guess it's time for the video game news with our good friend, our correspondent, Felton.
Oh, is that me?
Yeah.
Oh, crap. All right. Well, jeez.
I told you. We're terrible at this. Well, that's okay. I'll jump in because you're off on this. That's fine. So I just saw recently that they're coming out with another Monster Hunter game. This one takes place in a snowy region, so that'll be interesting. Everything in there looks like a giant snow dragon, though, which is, I mean, it's cool as hell, but at the same time, it's like everything looks like a snow dragon from what I've seen. I'm sure that's not the case, but
just
I don't want to
everything in that series looks monstrous to me, so I don't really,
I mean, that's kind of the point of the game, is that you hunt things that look monstrous.
Oh, I thought you were
you're a monster hunter.
I thought you were supposed to catch cute little creatures in red balls.
Are you talking about the? Oh no! Oh my God! You know what? You're no longer our video game correspondent. You're knocked down to just talking about Sailor Moon from now on. That's
I do
it.
have a
Straight up.
a great controversy though, and there's a lot of split opinions on this, and I've been saving.
Always love the controversy.
I've been saving this because see, I got my peanut gallery is all excited about it too.
I can see that.
I've been saving it because now Sony's finally making a statement about it, and this has been going on. So there's an attachment you can buy for your console. I believe it's called a Zim box, and what that does is it translates.
It tries to take over the world.
Yes,
it tries to invade.
No. It translates keyboard and mouse input into the analog controller input. So basically, you have this box, you plug it into your PlayStation 4, then you can basically play PlayStation 4 with keyboard and mouse. So this has been to the chagrin of avid console players.
All right, so we're back. We had a dog-related interruption, but you were saying to the chagrin of
to the chagrin of console players. You know, these essentially PC gamers have been invading console play. They've been extremely upset about it because, as I've always maintained, keyboard and mouse is better than a controller. No matter how you spin it,
it's more accurate.
It's more accurate. Absolutely. It's more accurate. It's more precise. I mean, you can execute multiple commands with the keyboard keys. And this has proven it. This finally proves it because these little console jockeys are over there whining about players using keyboard and mouse. And, they're cheating. They're not cheating. They're just proving something that PC gamers have always known. That you need to have auto-aim and aim assist on console games because it's inaccurate as crap. And controllers are crap. PC gamers will always be far more superior, and this just proves it.
Well, that's why when I heard that they were doing this whole like cross-platform, stuff with Fortnite and all that kind of stuff, I was like, wow, that's not going to end well for a lot of console gamers.
They're just not. It's not going to be able to keep up.
Yeah, So but now they're making it so they can kind of even the playing field a little bit.
Well, Sony has made a statement saying that they essentially look at this as cheating. They don't endorse it, but there really isn't any way for them to stop it because, like many cheats, all they have to do is I don't really understand how this thing works, but apparently if they just update the firmware of the box or whatever, then it can work on the same day as an update. So it seems as though there's not really going to be a way to stop PC gamers from invading Apex Legends, for example, in the console world and completely cleaning house. Because, again, you have the full advantage of having aim assist in a multiplayer game with keyboard and mouse in a competitive environment. I mean, you're talking, that right there is just an incredible, incredible advantage on that.
Oh yeah, that'll be different.
We'll see how it plays out if Sony ultimately finds a way to shut it down, or if they embrace it and say, okay, well then we're going to allow it, and we're just going to relegate you to, having keyboard and mouse only players. Which, if that's the case, then there's going to be servers with like 10 or 15 people in it, because I have a feeling that this is probably the minority of players doing it. So, and then of course it's being over exaggerated by everybody else. And when they lose, they lost to a hacker or a keyboard and mouse player. So,
yeah, it just gives you another boogeyman too to put the blame on.
There's always a boogeyman. There's always some reason why you lost. It's not just because you screwed up, or like these battle royale games are. It's just all pure luck. It's all pure luck on where you land. That's it. That's the game. So.
Well, I will be interested to see where that goes. You're going to keep up on that story for us, right? And let us know about how many people take their own lives based on losing a game to somebody who's playing with the
I can't with the plug-in, live with these keyboard and mouse players anymore. I'm ending it all.
Oh man, we laugh, but maybe we should laugh about that.
Yeah.
While we had that dog interruption, actually, I just saw breaking news. So breaking news.
Morse code.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how do they used to do it back in the day when they'd break into a
Dun,
news
dun,
program and
dun, dun. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I thought you were going to ask
you know
about
what I'm saying?
Morse code. I was like, well,
No. So I guess Natalie Portman is scheduled to be playing the female Thor in Thor 4, which I'm kind of excited about because I really liked that whole female Thor storyline that they did, and if they kind of keep with that, in the movies, that would be kind of cool. But of course, now I'm waiting to see the aftermath of this announcement. I'm waiting to see, the people that come out of the woodwork that are, uh, anti-female Thor.
so what does that mean? What is she going to be, Jane, and she inherits his powers, or is this?
Yes. In the comic books, what happens is something happens to Thor where he is no longer worthy to carry the hammer. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And what happens is Jane Foster is the one who ends up picking up the hammer. Now, we don't know this at first. This is something that is a surprise to us. But just by them telling us that Natalie Portman is going to be the female Thor, then we already know it's Jane Foster because that's the character she's played in the movies so far.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole thing was that we didn't know who this female Thor was for a while, and then we come to find out later that it was Jane Foster that was the female Thor. And I thought it was a really cool reveal. I thought it was a really cool story, especially like what happens to Jane Foster throughout that story. I guess I can tell it without it being spoilers because I really don't think they can do the comic book version in the movies.
Can I guess what happens to her throughout it?
Go ahead.
That she becomes and lives as Thor.
Yeah, pretty much.
But
no, she has terminal cancer actually.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, and while she's in her Thor form, if I remember correctly, it keeps the cancer at bay. But eventually, of course, she succumbs to the cancer, and it's very sad. But yeah, so I'm really excited to see how they approach this because let me tell you, that last Thor movie was fantastic, and the fact that Thor's kind of moving on to the Asgardians of the Galaxy, like it would be interesting to see how long they keep up with the female Thor in the movies,
Mm-hmm.
and especially seeing that Natalie Portman was not really too happy when she left the whole Thor universe back in the day. So her coming back into the Marvel fold, that'll be interesting to see how that plays out as well.
Well, I'm wondering if they're going to pull the same thing, if they're going to promise her that, this, because I believe that was over someone whom that she was told this lady was going to be the director. And then they did the old bait and switch, and she's like, no, I don't. I was told that this lady is going to be the director, so on and so forth. So she wasn't even going to be in that last one, but ended up I think was it Thor 2?
Yeah, she was in Thor 2. She was not in the third one.
Yeah, and that was because of my understanding, that was because of them cutting the director. So I'm wondering if they were able to get this, and again, forgive me, I forget the director's name. But if they got this lady to direct it, or if what's his name that directed Ragnarok is going to direct it, and she just happens to like him.
It could be. I mean, after she saw how well Ragnarok did, maybe she was like, "Oh, maybe I should have stayed on for that project."
That guy's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's like, wow, that movie came out really well.
he really helped. I really like rock people. Wow.
I may have screwed the pooch on this one.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was breaking news. Just happened, or I just saw that while I was waiting for you to come back from beating your dog. Oh wait, no.
Oh
you
God,
don't beat
that's
your dog.
terrible. By beat, you mean let her out to pee? No, actually, I'm a little worried.
And fed her a bunch of treats.
Yeah, I'm a little worried because they're all sneezing, so I think they all have colds. I've never had a dog get a
kennel cold or whatever.
I don't know. I'm bringing one of them to the vet and being like, hey, they're all sneezing. Can you tell me what
fix
to do?
This?
Can you fix this?
just hand the dog over. Like, can you just fix this?
Well,
whatever this is, just fix it.
From what I've read online, the only time you really need to worry is if they start like physically acting sick. So.
Oh, see, I like how the animal version of WebMD is just like, oh, don't worry until they actually start vomiting blood or something like that.
Don't worry until they act like they're gonna die. Oh, okay.
Yeah. But then the human one is like, oh, you sneezed? Yeah, you've probably got terminal cancer. Like, you're dying.
You have Ebola and AIDS. Oh, God.
Yeah. It's actually called Ebola AIDS.
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah.
But what you
Purposely
don't
for the
have
AIDS, actually.
is hepatitis C, because there's a cure for
Or-
it now.
Or the common cold.
Yeah.
You definitely don't have the common cold.
Yeah, it's not common.
No, it's the uncommon cold. All right, so it's about that time for me to roll this dice of destiny, and I'm really not looking forward to it because this is I'm rolling my good dice, right? The one that I normally like crit on and rarely get a one on.
That cheat
but
dice that has a bubble in it. You always roll a 20 on it.
Shut up. It's legit. I bought it. All right, here we go. And it's a 9. Okay. Whew. We both escaped down that one. Yeah, so I guess we got a couple minutes to kill then, since the die of destiny didn't cause a problem. Real quick, the Space Coast Comic-Con that'll be coming up. They're also going to be having the Spacey Awards there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think they're doing the Spacey Awards there as well. Foxtail is actually up for a nomination for her makeup artistry and cosplaying and things like that. Nice. So I think she's there's 2 people up. It's down to 2 people. So we'll see which one wins there. And there's a lot of people. Like there's Travis Gibb is up for indie comic creator. There's a bunch of them. So
I would really like to win a Spacey Award for mediocrity in cosplay. I think that would be a good award. A good award to win. I would like that.
I'd like to win some kind of award for not actually participating in cosplaying.
Mm-hmm.
For being, they should have a award for the best cosplay gopher. Yeah, handler. I was gonna say gopher handler. Yeah, 'cause I'm a really good handler. I'm telling you, Foxtail, she needs a snack. I got her.
Ooh.
She needs some water. I got her.
Hold on now. You weren't even my cosplay handler, and you had your thumb on the pulse. You're like, listen, we got to go get these little triangle rice ball sandwiches. They're amazing.
Right.
And then
I kept you fueled.
I feel like my life peaked at that point because that was the most delicious thing I've ever eaten, and everything since then has just been one great big disappointment.
Yeah, I'm so good at cosplay handling. I handle other people's cosplays at the same time. When Foxtail did her, she did her Hela cosplay with the giant helmet that has like a 4-foot wingspan.
Yeah.
Not to mention 2 swords and the whole 9 yards. I got her through the convention without it being knocked off her head and without killing anybody. Which the killing anybody was secondary. I didn't really care if somebody actually died from being hit by the Hela helmet. I was more concerned about actually coming off of her head because of the way she had it attached. Yeah. Yeah, it probably could have caused some damage. But yeah, so yeah, I think we need to talk to Jake and them about creating a cosplay handler award. That
would be hilarious.
I really feel like there'd be some great people out there, like Jimbo the handler. He's really good. I've seen him work with a couple people.
All these boyfriends and husbands, they got their backpacks, their utilikilts, their steampunk leather hat, steampunk goggles, a bunch of watches. Oh man.
Oh, what's worse is the handlers that are just the friend zone handlers. They're just doing it because they just hope that they get recognition, notice me senpai kind of guys,
Meanwhile, the cosplayer, she's going after Leon Chiro, and it's like, ooh, buddy, you're not going to win against that.
Well, who's not going after Leon Chiro? Let's be honest.
I don't know. Everybody is. And rightly so. That man's gorgeous.
Right? Amazing. But anyways, all right, we're about at that time, so we can call this one, I think. I've been the Murse.
Hey, it's me, Felton.
Ooh, that was creepy.
It's ASMR.
And we'll catch you on the next one, I guess.
We'll catch you on the nub side.
Okay.